walk up the stairs today. It has to be said. You know, and compare that to last Saturday when we were at Footscray and it was pouring with rain. So it's going to be hot work for these players out there today. It
will be. It's very warm conditions out there today, particularly here at Ikon Park, and a little bit blustery, but a great day for footy nonetheless. Looking forward to how these both teams go about it today. Looking forward to Jack McRae in St Kilda colours for the first time, and Nick Haynes for the Blues as well, coming across as a free agent in that trade period, Ben.
Very much so. And looks like Jack McRae is going to be wearing the number 6 for St Kilda. He's going to be lining up at the opening centre bounce here for the Saints. He shakes hands with Adam Chera as well. Also going to get our first look at as well Harry Boyd, who's going to be taking the first ruck contest here for St Kilda. Now, he was signed as an SSP only a few weeks ago, got the invite to train with St Kilda in November. He won the McGarry medal, or co-won it with Will Snelling last year. Gets his AFL opportunity at 27 years of age. There he is on screen, about to do battle with Mark Pitnet as well. So all in readiness here at Ikon Park. It's Carlton and St Kilda, the 8th and final match simulation of 2025. It's great to have your viewership wherever you're watching Fox Footy. And McRae immediately into the action, getting a hand pass away, but it was smothered by Pitnet as Cripps retreats to Chera via hand, and he kicks inside 50. Mackay is the target. Comes to offhands though. Webster fumbled at the wrong time. Mackay hovering around again. O'Connell applying the tackle to force an opening stoppage.
Good start by Carlton, getting that quick clearance inside 50. It sort of points out the importance of cleanliness around the contest.
Garcia trying to get the quick kick away. Motlop is wrapped up there by Steele. Saw Steele and Cripps following each other at stoppage. The two captains of the respective sides. As De Koning tries to force his way through. Garcia fed it out to Wanganeen-Milera. Into the middle. Saad is around the contest as he's hauled for the Saints. The stoppage here, as we mentioned, hot conditions, also blustery conditions as well. Doherty having a run on the ball. 69 games, we know everything that he's had to go through. Sam Doherty. There's a holding free kick that will be going the way of St Kilda. Doherty had a flying shot, but he kicked it just as the whistle was going. So Harry Boyd will get the free kick here. 198 centimetres, taking the ruck duties with Rowan Marshall unavailable today, but the Saints hopeful that Marshall will be right for their opening game. Boyd with the kick towards half forward. Owens was in front. Falls to the back. There is Haynes, and it's a clever tap. His first touch of the footy there to get it to Saad. And then Akers switched it across towards Fogarty. He's got Hasty for company here at the Saints. Well played by Wilson, working in tandem with Hasty, the two 2023 draftees. Comes out to Garcia. Flying shot for goal. He was pushed legally as he had the flying shot, and it's gone out of bounds in the full.
It's a bit of high pressure to start off this game. It's hard to get a clean possession here and sort of get the ball moving on their terms. So a hot start from both teams in these conditions.
Binns with the clearing kick for Carlton. Webster at the back tracking it. And opts not to keep it in play. Jimmy Webster. The Saints had a wrong finish to their 2024 season after a sluggish start. Going to take that momentum into the start of the 2025 season, although been hit hard by injury across the pre-season, which we'll be talking about a bit. Garcia with a clearance, back to Wanganeen-Milera. Handball set Boyd a task, but the big man was up to it, and they've used that quite nicely. McRae sweeping it over the top, and the chipping kick works out well for Higgins, who wastes no time and plays on and kicks it into the middle here of centre half forward. Burns able to gather it in the end. Handball out towards O'Connell. Well played by the Blues. Clean hands. Fogarty working it out with Chera. Short to Cripps in the middle. And Motlop doesn't have a lot of players ahead of him. He's got Mackay to his left. Motlop goes himself in the end. And he shanks it off to the left and out of bounds on the full.
Didn't quite come off that final kick then from Motlop, but great movement from the middle of the ground. Started off the half-back from a fumble from Saints. And they were able to clean that up, Carlton, get the ball inside 50. Good opportunity here around a boundary throw-in.
Pitnet doing the ruck work. Clean grab out to Cripps. Garcia had a bit of the footy early here for St Kilda. Just kicks the space in the end. Wilson tracking it. And Binns appears for insufficient intent, and he wins the free kick as well. Brings it in quickly to Doherty. Congested forward line, though, for Sam Doherty. He kicks along towards the pocket, and the wind, I reckon, has taken that one out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of kicks sort of drift to that far side of the ground on a couple of occasions to start off this game, but very hard kick there for Doherty. All the Saints numbers were basically inside their defensive 50 then.
Holding free kick against Caminiti. Free kick going the way of Young. And now Binns plays on immediately. Deep kick, Mackay up high. Blues fans love that contested grab from Harry Mackay, and he'll kick from directly in front.
Just well worked there by Harry Mackay. Got himself into a really good position, kept his eyes on the footy, and just leapt at it at the perfect time. It was almost a 2-on-1, and he didn't have much body contact against him, so in the end it was a relatively easy mark for the key forward.
Now he's directly in front, and he looks like he's going to snap it from directly in front. Not much distance. Ideal result, though, for Mackay. He kicks the first goal of the game. It was a big year for Harry Mackay last year. 49 goals, 21, up from the 29-29 the year before. No Charlie Curnow for today, but the Blues hopeful that he'll be available for, I think, at the latest round 2, but they're still hopeful that he'll play Richmond in round 1. And those Twin Towers up there with De Koning coming through, Ellie, they're always going to be a handful for opposition sides.
Oh, they really are. It's always a tough matchup in that Carlton forward line, and we've probably seen that for a number of years now between De Koning, Mackay and Curnow up there. It's a really tough matchup against it, but a great mark and a good finish there.
Pitnet one-on-one with Boyd here at the centre bounce. Cripps roved it superbly. The dual Brownlow medalist kicks up towards half-forward. Kind bounce for De Koning. Goes to Fantasia, swings on his left boot, and Mackay again presents, imposing his authority on this match simulation early.
Again, another great clearance from Carlton then. Pitnet's doing great work in the ruck, and a good work from Cripps, well read there. They've looked at each other a couple of times in various stoppages, and a great kick inside 50 from Fantasia to Mackay in the lead.
Pick 10 back in the 2015 draft. Harry Mackay, 252 goals in his AFL career. Right side for a left footer. This time goes the drop punt, and he has his second goal. And that is the confidence booster that Harry Mackay would like at the start of this contest. The other players missing for Carlton today. Jack Silvani, who's coming back off that ACL. Carlton just easing him into match play at the moment. Jordan Boyd also not out there today. Sam Walsh not out there with a hamstring injury. As I mentioned, Charlie Curnow rather. Ben Camporeale, the father-son draftee from last year, not out there. Nick Newman missing the season at this stage with a patella issue, and Alex Cincotta has a hip complaint. But overall, the Blues ravaged by injury, particularly late last year, hoping for a change of injury luck in 2025. McRae gets the clearance for St Kilda, immediately intercepted. This is Cowan. Goes to Doherty and has to retreat back because it wasn't the 15. So Cowan then opts for Saad, who goes with the right boot. And it's accurate. Akers marks on that outer wing where a lot of the play has been made out there so far. Short to Fantasia. Good pre-season for Ezio Fantasia. Again looking for Mackay. And just overcooked the kick a little bit, and Boyd intercepts for St Kilda.
And a different look defensive system for St Kilda this year. No battle in the side, so they've got to try and fill some gaps there with him not being in there. So it's going to be a different look and see how they adjust. It'll be a good opportunity again for him today to sort of work around that and see who fills that gap in.
Good ball from Wiedering. It came down for the Blues to work with. Cottrell and Fantasia couldn't quite connect. Coming through Doherty with authority. Great hands. Cripps to Williams. Another inside 50 for Carlton. It's just wide of Motlop. This time it just pitches before the line. So a boundary throw in and a forward 50 stoppage opportunity for Carlton, who've had the forward half territory dominance, Ellie, in the past 5 minutes or so.
They really have. They're getting good work around the stoppages. Their clearance numbers are up there. They're sort of moving a lot more in front of the play and working their magic a bit more.
Saad, the kick away in the end, and that is just, well, that's going to be paid insufficient intent. The kick from Saad, he was on his non-preferred right boot under pressure. My hunch is that the boundary line wasn't his intention, but St Kilda will take the free kick and get a reprieve here. They've been under the pump the last few minutes. Steele takes the mark, going back with a flight. Immediately hands it off to Hill. Caminiti playing in front. Slides in to take the mark in front of McGovern. Inside 50 entry here for St Kilda. Plenty of Blues back though. Good crumb by Butler. Couldn't quite take it cleanly though. Wilson and Winhager ensure the ball is locked up inside St Kilda's forward 50.
Tough one to adjust for the forwards, particularly with that breeze. The ball's dropped short a couple of times in those last couple of entries.
Doherty to pit net. Awkward bounce there for Boyd. Motlop tried to get towards his advantage with a soccer off the ground. Cripps applying the pressure. Fantasia comes through. Non-controlling umpire with a free kick to St Kilda. Stocker. Webster. They set up here. Wanganeen-Milera, a beautiful ball user normally. St Kilda's most promising talents. How about the sidestep and the class from Wanganeen-Milera? Couldn't hit the target though. Brilliant smother in the end on that occasion, coming from Matt Carroll, who's had a really good pre-season to earn a lifeline with the Blues. St Kilda can have another look though. Hill with an entry inside 50. They're so well set up behind the ball at the moment, Carlton. McGovern off the soccer. Handballs towards Williams. Has Hewitt inside. Uses him now. Hoping for the 1-2 with Williams, or even further afield Mackay. All the way up to the wing to receive. Fantasia got a cool bounce, but he kept his feet. And Williams keeps the Blues momentum going forward. On the left, inside 50, hoping for Cottrell. Chopped off by Steele. Mackay is there to see it over the line and out of bounds, and Blues fans liking what they're seeing from their team early.
Well, that was great work by their forwards, good work rate, because they were up so high. All the St Kilda defenders were sort of in front of them, facing goal, facing Carlton's goal. So the work rate to get in front and hold that ball up and create a stoppage was impressive.
Holding free kick this time going the way of St Kilda out of a ruck. Boyd, the recipient. Hill busy early. Short to McRae, not the 15 metres. So McRae has to adjust. Goes short to Steele. Again, the ball almost living on that outer wing at the moment. Hot, windy day in Carlton. Wiedering in front. Brought the ball to ground. Owens off hands though. Coming through is Boxall for St Kilda, one of their draftees from the most recent draft. Hill couldn't quite keep it in play. So Hugh Boxall, the number 38 for St Kilda, picked 45 in last year's draft out of the Claremont Footy Club. And so we might get a bit of a look today at Toby Travalia, who was their top pick in last year's draft, to pick 8. With the number 5 for St Kilda this season. There is Boxall, but he couldn't quite grab it cleanly. Hewitt did. Accelerated away from congestion. Mark taken by Wilkie.
He's so strong at that, isn't he, Wilkie? So reliable down back.
Wanganeen-Milera dropped it. Has support from Higgins, and he'll work hard with Wanganeen-Milera, who takes a bounce and tries to sprint away from Binns. Chips it and hugs the line. It's deemed out of bounds on the full. Great chase from Jackson Binns, who had the beautiful entry to Mackay inside 50 early, and then showed off his work rate defensively there. Ball here with Young. Mackay will be the target, but it will fall short of him. Nice hands there from Garcia to Higgins, back to Garcia, and he has Hasty on his outside. Bad kick though. Right down the throat of Haynes, the former Giant, now a Blue. Working with Cowan. Switching to Akers. Been a permanent fixture on the wing for the Blues since crossing over from the Dockers. Ball comes to the back here, and Moyer was the last man standing. He was taken high as well. Ashton Moyer. Adept on both sides. Left foot, right foot. An exciting prospect for Blues fans. This time goes with the left and kicks high. And going back with courage. That's an awesome mark by Hasty.
Again, eyes on the footy, not knowing what's coming the other way. Very good mark. Unfortunately, the kick wasn't to match on that occasion.
Here's a replay. And there's Hasty going back with great courage there. Geelong Falcons product. Pick 33 back in the 2023 draft for the Saints. Played 5 AFL games last year, but was sub or subbed in 4 of those 5 games. Heath having a run in the ruck here for St Kilda. Headers it forward only as far as Ollie Hollands. Doherty, Cottrell, ball up. Most fans congregated undercover here at Ikon Park today. Already warm conditions. 30 degrees already. Melbourne's in the north. Hasty again going back with a flight, but this time dropped the mark. Fantasia at the handball further afield. Fogarty in a one-on-one here. Support arrives though for St Kilda via Webster. Handball missed the target. Tackle from Garcia. Did well in the end not to give away the free kick for a push in the back.
Well, for all the dominance they've had in this first quarter, they just haven't quite been able to have as many shots on goal for the inside 50 count.
Chera clears. We'll go to the top of the goal square. Moyer was there, but well played by Liam O'Connell. Some of the Saints is a Cat B rookie in the 2023. Yeah, good run here at the start of this NFL match simulation. Hasty was involved again there, getting the kick to Hill, who's called to play on. Webster played on immediately towards the wing. Caminiti at the back at the sit. Haynes arriving, but there's a free kick beforehand. St Kilda can reload. Boxall. Hasty providing good drive off half back here for St Kilda. Garcia. Burns. Inside 50 go the Saints. Butler in a one-on-one here with Akers. Higgins arrives. But Carlton just had the extra number. It was Cowan who retreats. First score for St Kilda as Matt Carroll was forced over the line for behind.
There was good forward pressure from the two small forwards there for St Kilda and Butler and Higgins, trying to apply that pressure and keep the ball inside 50.
Not the cleanest kick in from the Blues, but it works out okay in the end as Nick Haynes drills it to Hewitt. Some run here from Cottrell, who's all the way up to half back. Moyer in front, presenting well across half forward early. The run from behind and the kick inside 50. Mackay is ominous. Another mark inside 50 and another shot at goal coming up for the Blues big man.
I think it's been a really good display to start off with for Mackay in terms of his body work, keeping his eyes on the footy and reading it exceptionally well off the boot from the mids, running forward and getting those inside 50 entries for him. So a few opportunities here to start off this game, and yeah, I just think it's his dominance, his body work, his strength that he's putting on display at the moment.
Looks trim, looks fit, looks set for a big 2025 Harry Mackay. Misfiring on this occasion. 2 goals, 1 for him. The Blues holding that 2-goal lead at the moment. First blemish on the scoreboard for them, and then a blemish from the Saints on the kick-in as Cripps goes short. It's a good option as well.
There's great vision from Cripps there, read it exceptionally well again, and just they're trying to create some opportunities here. St Kilda is sort of flooding numbers back, getting a lot of numbers inside their defensive 50, but when it comes in quick and their ability to find that free target, it's been impressive to start off with.
George Hewitt with a shot at goal opportunity here. His 4th season at Carlton. It will be in 2025. From 45, this is to the left. De Koning tried to mark on the behind line, but it's went through for a minor score. So 20-minute quarters plus time on, so probably of all the match simulations, this is as close to NFL time rules as you get today across this contest. Wanganeen-Milera flares it wide here for Caminiti. Great execution, and Hill again presents the option. Kicks, but there's just blue jumpers everywhere. Tough for the St Kilda forwards at the moment. Wilson trying to pick it up cleanly. Hewitt all the way back in the defensive 50 here. Wide to Moyer.
It's an interesting decision from Hill on that occasion to sort of cut back inboard, and he had a couple of numbers down the line. Probably could have kicked it to them and created an opportunity for a stoppage inside 50, but now Carlton going the other way.
How about the roar just then for Jagger Smith, the pick 3 in last year's draft. Got his first touch. Big applause for him. Blues win the back. Cottrell inside 50. Williams sneaks forward. De Koning with the goal from point-blank range. Blues fans full of voice early. Heat not deterring them away from Ikon Park today as De Koning kicks his first goal of the game. It's a stark difference at the moment, Ellie, from when St Kilda go forward to when Carlton go forward.
Oh, a very big difference in the way that they're both approaching it. St Kilda's kicking and they're trying to take that short kick and open up the lanes and switch the angles a little bit more, but Carlton are almost staying in their lane and just taking it fast, getting it inside 50. They're creating that overlap, so they've almost got a one-on-one inside 50, or on that occasion, De Koning was able to find himself free inside 50 on his own. So it's just their run, their fitness. They look like they're firing to start off this game, and a lot of that comes down to that early match fitness.
Cripps, Chera and Hewitt in the middle here. Jagger Smith coming off the half-forward flank and bursting into the middle. Carlton win the clearances. Hewitt kicks inside 50, the best kick. Heath wins it back, but only momentarily. Garcia, did he take on Hewitt? He was able to get rid of it in the end. Hasty rebounds, kicks to space. Butler leads Ollie Hollands to the ball. And a throw in according to the umpire.
And the few centre clearances that have happened so far in this game, it's just been Carlton dominating it. And particularly Cripps, he's had a number of those quick clearances coming out. It just shows the strength that he has.
Heath leading Pitnet to the footy there from the ruck contest. McRae picks up the loose footy. Garcia. Steele. The cans from Winhager. This time we see Carlton's work without the footy at stoppage. That's just good with the footy.
That's that part too. It's their first tackle, first opportunity to apply pressure to the person, or to the St Kilda player with ball in hand. But they're just causing a bit of confusion, making them second-guess themselves when trying to dispose of the footy.
Wanganeen-Milera received from Steele, the feign, and then the give to McRae. Left foot kick towards Sharman at half-forward, but another intercept, this time McGovern able to mark for Carlton. Binns, not the 15 metres, so he has to go back via hand to McGovern. Didn't hit the target, so McGovern has to kick hurriedly. Poor kick it was as well. Owens wins it, goes short to Butler. Marks 43 metres out from goal.
It was a risky kick coming across the ground. Didn't have many options because it was the way he was facing and the pressure was being applied, but great work there from the St Kilda forwards. Stay switched on, apply a turnover, and now allow an opportunity for their first set shot on goal through Butler.
This week announced that he was part of the St Kilda leadership group for 2025. Dan Butler, first time he's been in the Saints leadership group. A kick from just inside 50. The breeze really does hold it up, and it swings left as well. Maybe Carlton kicking with a pretty decent advantage to the left of your screen in this first quarter. Ollie Hollands marked off the kick in from Sard. De Koning the target, went over his head. At the back, Fogarty handballed off to Binns. Dribbled it along the wing. Stocker met it first, immediately taken over the line by Smith. Jagger Smith picked 3 in the 2024 draft. Carlton with an aggressive move during the trade period to get up to pick 3. Jagger Smith was the man they always had in mind because he was number 1 on their draft board, and the Blues very happy to be public about that in the aftermath of picking Jagger Smith as well. Holland's applying the pressure as McRae's scored it over the line. Triple All-Australian Jack McRae, 2016 Premiership Bulldog. Best player of the final series, winning the Ayres medal back in 2021 as well. This was a great CV to the Saints. Binns, handball back to Ollie Hollands. De Koning on the searching lead. Pressure from Cordy from behind. Fair contest, according to the umpire, so another boundary throw in.
Really haven't seen much footy on this side of the ground, on the broadcast side. A lot of it's played on that fat side, and I do think a lot of it is due to the conditions out there. You can even see a little bit of those throw-ins sort of dropping in short. It's quite a strong breeze out there, and what would be relatively trying conditions with the heat added into the mix.
McRae, an even more important acquisition for St Kilda, considering Brad Crouch's departure at the end of last year. The Blues squeezing into the top 8 last season. Almost limped into the finals, and they got towed up by Brisbane in the elimination final, who were the eventual premiers. Great hands there from McRae. He got it to Hall. It's up towards half forward. Free kick going the way here of Owens for some holding against Sard. Just the delayed free kick has allowed Carlton to get the numbers back quickly. Work rate on display for the Blues. And Haynes intercepts. In the story of St Kilda's first quarter. Good defensive spoil though from O'Connell. And he kicks towards the top of the goal square. Butler receives and goals. Joy for the Saints. Well played, Liam O'Connell. Set up the goal for Dan Butler. And the Saints with their first major of the day.
Well, that was a good build-up there by St Kilda in terms of the pressure, and O'Connell just smart then. He could have blazed away and had a shot himself, and just sort of pulled the kick to Butler. Made it an easy goal in the end for St Kilda to get their first of the day, but it was a good build-up, good forward pressure. But a couple of times that ball coming inside 50, their forwards are just getting caught behind. Haven't quite been able to take those deep marks inside 50, particularly in these conditions. Need to adjust a little bit more, play a bit more in front, sort of make it a bit easier for the mids kicking or the half forwards kicking the ball inside to those deeper forwards.
De Koning this time to go up against Boyd in the ruck. Decisively down by Boyd. Doherty in at the centre bounce. Left up by Steele and McRae. Oxshall also having a really good look early for St Kilda, just 18 years of age, but good size at 188 centimetres. 2024 draftee. There he is, one-on-one with Cripps. Almost winning it from Cripps, tackling Doherty. And he's won the free kick, Hugh Boxall. Well played.
A couple of times he's lined up on Cripps in that midfield battle, so good exposure to start off with.
Steele inside 50. Blues had numbers again. McGovern, Akers, Cottrell. Looking all the way up to half back. Kick had to be pinpoint there as Doherty marks. McGovern provides some drive from the back line, and it was a terrific pass. Pitnet marks on the chest. Handball straight away to Williams. Deep entry, well wide though of Mackay. Mackay arguing that the umpiring might have been held by Wilkie. Wilkie though instead brings it into Wanganeen-Milera.
That was that initial handball from Doherty into the middle of the ground though. It was just quick, fast, and it allowed that ball movement. It was just a quick transition inside 50.
Big pack there. Doherty won it at ground level. Cripps inside 50, attacked it with authority. Webster retreated though to Wanganeen-Milera. Wanganeen-Milera and Hill doing a lot of work trying to set up St Kilda forward forays in this first quarter. Wilson Sends it towards the wing position. Big fly from Owens from the side, but Blues bring the ball back with ease. At the moment, they've set up this blue wall. McGovern, Hollands, Binns, Ollie Hollands again involved. Bit of a pickle though for Binns. Has to hurry the kick forward. Fantasia gave away the free for a push. And even in match sim, Blues fans full of voice disagreeing with the decision. Good first quarter from Hasty. He's got the footy here. Towards half forward, Sharman in front. Really haven't been able to take an easy mark on the lead or even grab a pack mark. The Blues defence has really settled in this first quarter early.
They have, and adding Haynes down there as well. They've just got a really good structure at the moment, making it really difficult, reading that ball exceptionally well when it comes inside to their defensive 50.
And when he's fit as well, all intention is to have Jack Silvani play as a defender as well. I was listening to an interview with Michael Voss conducted by Riley Beveridge recently, and Voss said that it was actually Silvani who instigated the move into defence across the summer. And Michael Voss happy to go along with that move. Hopefully for Blues fans' sake, we get to see Silvani out there soon, a very popular member of the side. Quarter time here at Ikon Park. Blues leading by 12 points, but considering that the territory dominance that they had, St Kilda probably wouldn't be too fussed to be down by that much. Not that the scoreboard matters greatly here in match simulation season. Live on Fox Footy. We'll take a break and come back with the second quarter action in just a few moments. Hot day for it at Ikon Park. Match simulation season concluding in Carlton. The 8th and final of these match simulations taking place. It's St Kilda and Carlton, and the Blues probably with the advantage of the win in that first quarter, holding a 2-goal lead, 3-2-20, leading St Kilda 1-8. Ben Waterworth with you alongside the Triple All-Australian 5-time club champion Ellie Blackburn. I suppose Harry Mackay was really the story of that first quarter. Ellie, he kicked the first 2 goals of the game. He looks sharp, he looks trim, and attacked the ball with great presence as well, which is what you want from your key forwards.
Oh, it really is. I mean, he looks exceptionally fit at the moment, and it was just his ability to read the play. He looked like he was moving really quickly. His body work was really good to get his defender out early so he could run and jump and fly at the footy, and just his opportunity to give himself a chance to have a couple of shots on goal. The first one was interesting. It was sort of, 10-15 metres out,
yes,
and did the snapshot around the body, but kicked truly, and then sort of 2 set shots where he did the drop punt about 30-40 metres out, and one getting in between the big sticks and behind for the third opportunity in front of goal. But geez, he looks dangerous and lively in that forward line at the moment.
What do you want to see in particular from the Saints, who might have a little bit more of an advantage? Ross Lyon just addressing his troops just then. What do you want to see from St Kilda in particular as we start this second quarter?
Well, I mean, they've been beaten around these centre clearances, so I think a really good opportunity is to try and get a quick centre clearance to start off this second term. Obviously, going with a bit of breeze, you'd like to see a bit more dominance. They've tried to take the game on and open it up. It's just that cleanliness and finishing off their work, I think, is the missing piece at the moment. The ball's dropped short a couple of times going inside 50, so again, they're probably going to have to adjust their forwards. So I suppose it's they're reading the play going inside 50 now.
Second quarter underway. Match simulation action from Ikon Park. The Blues by a couple of goals. Great to have you with us live on Fox Footy. Free kick going the way of Chera from the centre bounce here. Saab was screaming for it there. Didn't receive it from Chera. It was well followed near Adam Saad. So the Blues will have to set up here through Hewitt. Kicks it long inside 50. Pitnet at the back. Webster there with Wilkie. Hill, last line of defence here. Has to thump it away. Awkward bounce, but brilliantly taken there by Hall. Did really well on an awkward half volley. Saad didn't get rid of it cleanly. Right in front of the umpire, holding the ball to call. Wilson takes the advantage for St Kilda. Intercepted by Ollie Hollands, who across the summer has been training as a half-back. He's going to be advanced 50 metres as well. Penalty, so he will come right up to half forward. Played predominantly as a wing across his first 2 seasons at the Blues, but particularly with Nick Newman going down with that season-ending injury, Ollie Hollands looks like he's going to be having a role across the half-back line in 2025. Kicks to a pack. De Koning at the back. Taken there by Burns. He's brought down by Motlop about 15 metres out from the Carlton goal. A goal each, a goal to De Koning and 2 to Mackay in that first quarter for the Blues. Pitnet trying to burst his way through. Advances the footy a couple of metres further forward. Boyd and Pitnet going at it. Boyd decisively down. Binns. Great work with his body there. Motlop pounced, snapped, and goals. All class, Jesse Motlop. Forward 50 stoppage craft at its best. Kicks the first goal of the second quarter. And some reward for persistence and just locking the ball on the forward line there for the Blues.
It was initially a really good tap out from St. Kilda, but they just didn't quite have their numbers that side of the contest. And Motlop just was quick to move, quick to read that flight of the footy coming down on the ground. And as a small forward, you love nothing more when the ball's like that inside 50. And it was a great finish from him around the corner. It's a tough spot in these conditions with the wind being a bit blustery out there. So that's a really important finish from Motlop.
Injury interrupted 2024 campaign, so played just the 7 AFL games. Also found himself in the VFL for a bit, played 6 VFL games last season. And that came off a 2023 campaign where he kicked 24 goals. Highly rated talent, picked 27 back in 2021. Ball back in the middle here. Chera trying to feed it out towards Cripps. Well won there by McRae. Put it to the advantage of Steele. Wanganeen-Milera on the outside. Handballs over the top to Higgins, but there's Blues numbers everywhere. Although Sard just misfired with the hand pass. And it allowed Garcia to kick inside 50, just over the head of Caminiti. It's misread the footy as it was tracked in midair. Clever tap there from O'Connell, and then Wanganeen-Milera with a lovely feint hits up Mitch Owens. Owens might have a look at the goals here. Tumbles it forward and lucks a fortune in the end for the Saints. They'll take it. It's their deepest entry so far, their best opportunity to have a look at the goals. It's Cooper Sharman who's taken the mark.
Initially, it was just a really smart tap on from O'Connell there to keep that ball in motion. Good kick from Owens, though it was a little bit wobbly off the boot.
Snaps and kicks the goal, Cooper Sharman. So St Kilda get the quick reply through Sharman, who in the last 9 games of last year was put full time basically in the forward line, and from those 9 games kicked 14 goals, averaged the 10 touches and the 5 marks. He's 194 centimetres, a good size as well. You sense that there's a real big opportunity for him to play a big role inside that forward 50 this year.
Yeah, I think he's slowly developed over the last couple of seasons, getting a bit more opportunity in that forward line for St Kilda, and it just looks so nonchalant the way he goes about it. It's very just, I'm going to be here and go about my business and get the job done, and really like the way he goes about it. Strong overhead mark and a really good finish in front of goal.
Free kick this time against Boyd, going the way of De Koning on the centre bounce ruck contest. De Koning thumps it forward on the left boot. Mackay hit the contest hard there. Saints have numbers at the fall of the ball. Cordy was under the pump there. There was St Kilda small forwards buzzing around everywhere, but he was good enough to get a hand pass to Steele. His kick totally misses the target. It's going to be deemed a boundary throw-in.
It was initially really good work from Cordy there. Had a lot of pressure deep inside defensive 50 for St Kilda, and just smart the way he worked his way out of that contest with the hands out to Steele.
De Koning and Boyd again. Look at the wind. Hold up that boundary throw-in. Sort of paints the picture of how strong this breeze is at Ikon Park today. Over 30 degrees already. That time a flatter throw-in. That one not recalled. Burns turned it over to Akers. Hurried left foot kick inside 50. Cordy with the spoil and Wilkie with a crumb, and just gets it to Wanganeen-Milera. We'll designate a kicker off half-back for the Saints. That kick, I was hoping for O'Connell. Does a couple of nice things for the Saints. Wanganeen-Milera gets it back, almost, puts it to the advantage of O'Connell, who was heavily hit there by Coward. Good fair contest. Play goes on. Wanganeen-Milera guiding Wiedering over the line. But again, O'Connell showing some good signs here. Here's a look on replay.
He's had a couple of big moments, hasn't he? That was a big hit.
Here's Smith. Wiry nature on display there, having to arch the back, and he receives on the outside here. Smith inside 50, the searching kick. Hoping for Williams, it falls to ground level. Fogarty on the left, missing to the left.
Well, in comparison to St. Kilda going inside 50 up this end of the ground, they've just looked a little bit more dangerous, haven't they, Carlton? Their forwards have been a bit more present, allowed a bit more opportunity for the Smalls to go work when they're bringing that ball to ground.
Windhager takes the mark at half-back. Quarter play on. Goes up towards the wing. Caminiti 4 deep there. Able to attack it and bring it to the ground and force the ball up. Almost right on the true centre wing position here at Ikon Park. Match simulation action live on Fox Footy. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching. Not too far away from opening round and the start of the 2025 campaign. Blues with a list, according to many pundits, right in the premiership hitting zone. What can they do under coach Michael Voss in 2025? Holding free kick against Cripps, going to steal. Waste no time, handballs to Hill. He kicks inside 50. Caminiti was there, thumped away though by Wiedering from Owens. Owens gets it back though and centres the ball, and it's going to work out okay. And O'Connell bobs up again.
Because he's finding himself in the right position at the right time at the moment, O'Connell. He's had a couple of big moments out there, some smart plays, some big hits, and he just floated in nicely. He was sort of in that wall set up across the wing and drifted forward as that ball moved inside 50, and it was a nice mark in the end, and now allows himself an opportunity to have a set shot directly in front.
Joined the club in 2023 as a Category B rookie, Gaelic football star from County Cork. Strutting his stuff on the AFL field. St Kilda players get to him, but he kicks the goal. It's 2 goals in a row for the Saints. Nice finish from Liam O'Connell, plying his trade in the VFL last year in the hopes of getting a senior call-up in the future. And from the early signs that we've seen from the Irishman, he's slotted into this starting lineup with aplomb.
He really is. Really liking the way he's going about it, particularly in this second quarter. He's just some smart moments he's had and allows himself an opportunity to kick a goal there, and just really good work rate up and down that wing. 21
years of age, 189 centimetres. Did live in Western Australia for a good chunk of his childhood as well, before moving back to Ireland as an 11-year-old. Now down at Moorabbin. Coming off the wing here as well against Akers. Back in the middle. Kicked off the ground by Garcia. Fed out here to Windhager. Another inside 50 for St Kilda. Hoping to make it 3 goals in a row. Caminiti off hands. Butler in the goal square. Just fumbled, but at the wrong time. Kept it in somehow. Smart play by Butler. Caminiti. Owens brought down. Carlton breathed a sigh of relief as the goal went looking there for the Saints. Doherty able to feed it out via hand to Akers. His kick towards the advantage of Fogarty has Burns for company. Fogarty very happy to see it over the line. The umpire happy to see it tossed back in.
It's unfortunate there for St Kilda not to kick that goal. Just bounced it and fumbled it at the wrong time, didn't he? Butler was smart to try and keep it in play and create a stoppage 10 metres out from goal, but a good clearance there from Carlton.
Boyd and Boxall. Now McRae to Burns. Loopy handball. Put McRae under the pump. He's brought down by Hewitt. George Hewitt, 4th season with the Blues. Had a couple of top 5 finishes in Carlton's Best and Fairest Award, but a terrific free agency acquisition for Carlton. Sard seeing it over the line there with Max Hall. Hall was St Kilda's mid-season draftee last year out of the Box Hill Hawks VFL program. Nice attack there from Boxall, who accelerated away from the stoppage inside 50. Saints in the numbers here. Well played Matt Carroll though. Able to get a hand pass to Binns. Try to get boot to ball. And the ball up.
Well, they've evened up their work around the contest at the moment, around these stoppages. St Kilda, it was Carlton dominant in the first quarter, but they've slowly started to creep in some clearances, allowing some inside 50s here.
Big pack of players inside the St Kilda forward 50 here. Regular AFL time rules here, 20-minute quarters plus time on in this match simulation. Hill against Binns. McRae on his preferred left side here. Swings it around the body. Wiedering in front. Owens did well to bring it to ground. Caminiti centres it. Boxall has played a terrific game so far, and he's rewarded with a goal. Is this man an unlikely round 1 bolter for St Kilda? Hugh Boxall emerges with it and kicks the goal, the pick 45 from last year's draft.
Well, initially it was a great contest from Owens to bring that ball to ground and to keep the ball in play, but Boxall is definitely putting his name forward. He's had it tough out there. He's not coming up against just anyone. He's had some one-on-ones with Patrick Cripps, and he's just attacking the footy exceptionally well. His work rate around the contest has been really promising, and then to push forward, be clean with hand to foot, and kick a goal. It's really promising signs here for the new St Kilda recruit.
So he was taken out of the Claremont Colts. He averaged 25 touches at Waffle Colts level last year. He also played for WA in the National Carnival and averaged 19 disposals. He's clean. We can see that he's a ball magnet as well. Got a good tank. Lots of clubs were interested in him around sort of that 2nd, 3rd round, and I think St Kilda was stoked that he almost slipped to pick 45 a bit. But he's slotted into this midfield with aplomb. He's one-on-one here with George Hewitt at the centre bounce. Heath gets the clearance, the tap rather, to Garcia, who gets the clearance. Hollands with the spoil. Coming through Hewitt. Fast hands there to Chera. Now back to Cottrell. He kicks up towards half forward. Mackay is up high. Oh, Smith going the other way. Friendly fire. Smith luckily getting back to his feet now. That was a big collision. Harry Mackay was coming the other way. Smith going back with a flight. Here's a look on replay. Saints in the meantime have brought the ball forward. Garcia to Higgins, nimble footwork. Good handball to Butler, who centres it. Lots of Saints numbers around, but De Koning was in the right place at the right time to intercept and save the day.
Bit too much on that kick then from Butler, but good movement from St Kilda, transitioning the ball from half-back to inside their forward 50.
Haynes was caught behind there. Caminiti brought it to ground level, and Cordy on the left with a neat kick. Butler marks again, starting to get busy. To the top of the goal square. In front, Higgins. He had the big ruck Heath behind him, but all of 178 centimetres, Jack Higgins takes the pack mark.
Well, Butler looked like he'd locked eyes with Heath and was waiting for him to lead into that space, and Higgins thought, I'm just going to pop in here and take a quick mark while my tall ruck protects me from there, and a really good opportunity here.
Round the body, Higgins goals, St Kilda lead off the back of 4 consecutive majors. Good signs for the Saints. And Higgins coming off another strong year, had the 36 goals the last 2 consecutive seasons. He's finished in the top 10 of the best and fairest the last 2 seasons. And he really is heavily relied upon inside that St Kilda forward 50, but he does continue to deliver.
He does, and there's a lot of energy coming from him, particularly inside 50. There's nothing more exciting for a small forward than sort of having opportunities in front of goal, and Higgins is definitely one of those players. Linked up a couple of times with Dan Butler inside 50. They work well together in that St Kilda forward line. And the accuracy in front of goals as well, too. They've kicked the 5 goals. One was rushed behind, and Dan Butler's behind early on in the game.
Koning decisively out of the centre bounce here. Wanganeen-Milera streaming off the half-back line. He's brought down 4 on the trot for St Kilda. Making the most of the wind advantage. Looking a lot more assured. Coming inside 50, their entries have been deeper. Helping a lot. Windhager to Higgins. Burns on the outside here for the Saints. 2-on-1 up ahead though. Coming back was Matt Carroll. Caminiti kept on fighting. Haynes keeps it in for Carlton. Wietering. Smother was brilliant from Sharman.
Well, the St Kilda key forwards have had some moments in the second quarter. Caminiti coming across and bringing that ball to ground. We saw moments earlier from Owens, and on that occasion, Sharman getting the smother in. Great pressure from the and work rate from the key St Kilda forwards.
Windhager, Wanganeen-Milera, Steele, all linking up. Starting to get their hands on the footy more at stoppage here. The Saints shifting their work rate. Chera sees it over the line. Almost midday local time here in Melbourne. 31 degrees. Heath brought it down. Steele went off the ground. Caminiti, one-on-one here with Wietering. Support arrives from Cowan. Now, did he drag it in? It did feed out in the end. Boxer with another touch. Inside 50, pressure here on Matt Carroll. He does have support from Haynes. Butler, clever toe poke to Higgins. Turned it over. Chera bumped as he kicked. Wietering got the accommodating bounce. Carlton can have a few moments to set up here, although Cowan undecided what to do. Was hoping for Mackay, but straight down the throat of Wilkie.
Well, St Kilda defence got back well then. Covered off all those exit points, so it was a hard kick. Very indecisive, well read by Wilkie then.
Good kick from Wilkie. Hall at full stretch there. Takes the mark in front of Cowan. Slower build-up for St Kilda, but had the forward half dominance in this quarter. They have the lead as well. At the back, lots of Blues players getting their hands on the footy, including De Koning. Feeds Wietering via hand. Pitnet in front. Slides in and takes the mark. Cripps and Motlop up ahead. Wanganeen-Milera in front. Misjudged the ball and Motlop is away. Williams leading back here. Motlop decides to go to Moyer on the searching lead. And he marks right side here for a left footer, although we know that he's just as good on either side of his body.
Nice work there by Motlop. Took on the game, run and bounce. And really good composure to find that lead inside 50.
Ashton Moyer, 19 years of age, picked 29 in 2023. It was a long first round back in the 2023 draft, and he snuck in there at pick 29. Taken by the Blues. On the left, does swing back, but started to left. We're behind for Carlton. Scoring shots to 7. St Kilda with a 4-point lead. Much better signs for Ross Lyon's side in the second stanza here. Webster moves out of the goal square and goes long towards the flank. Sharman provided a good contest, but well played Matt Carroll to win it back. McGovern. Ollie Hollins. There's Chera short. In January, signed that 5-year contract extension, tying into Carlton until the end of 2030. Big show of faith from the Blues. We're hoping for a change of injury fortune in 2025. Saad, deft kick out here to Akers. They've switched it from one wing to the other here. St Kilda has the red wall set up. Every player in front of Wietering here on the ground. He switches all the way to the other wing. Haynes. Cottrell. Precise, surgical build-up here from Carlton. McGovern pulls the trigger and Chera marks. He was key in setting up the switch earlier, pushed hard forward, and can now have a look at the goals.
Well, they worked it side to side then, Carlton. St Kilda was set up really well defensively, but they just kept working hard, kept finding the gaps, were clean with their skill execution then. And it came off in the end, allowing an opportunity now for Chera in front of goal.
Just the 13 games last season, had a frustrating run with soft tissue injuries. One stage he had 5 setbacks in 12 months with soft tissue injuries. Bit and firing here at the start of 2025. And he's straight with the set shot here. Carlton get back the lead. They break a run of 4 straight St Kilda goals. Chera gets his first of the day, and he's going to be important as part of this Carlton midfield mix as well. They've got a lot of bulls in there, Ellie, in terms of Cripps and Hewitt in particular, but Chera and Walsh really sort of do add a different dynamic to that on-ball brigade.
Yeah, they do, and I think seeing that work rate there from Chera, and we know how hard Sam Walsh works in games as well. I think they've got great versatility, great ball magnets, really good users as well, and just strong bulls around the contest as well. So a really good mix for them to battle it out in the middle of the ground in stoppages, in contest work, and obviously in gameplay as well, in which they're able to execute exceptionally well in that moment.
Bounce will be recalled. The midfield mix here at the moment for Carlton. Chera, Cripps and Hewitt. For St Kilda, Cray, Steele and Garcia as the rucks go to work. Boyd, strong there in the congestion. O'Connell got in the receiving end there of the clever McRae tap, and McGovern arrived from the fairway back to spoil the ball away there from Wilson and force it out of bounds. Which the 17 touches, Mitch McGovern last season. Across the last 2 seasons, played 40 of a possible 50 games. Cripps to Sard. Beautiful hand pass. It really does release Sard, who unloads with a long left foot kick. Williams playing deep here. Ball eludes him. 4:50 stoppage now for the Blues to work with.
Patrick Cripps continuing on that fine form from last season. Just his work around the contest, just displaying how strong he is, how good he is at bringing teammates into the game. Side on that occasion, that running handball receive.
De Koning, clean out of the ruck to Motlop, back to De Koning. Tried to squeeze the kick through. Stocker was there to intercept. Great smother though off the Windhager kick. That was from Chera. And it means that Carlton can set up here inside their forward 50 from the ball up. Wanganeen-Milera clears. Carlton players arrive though. Higgins with the toe poke. Butler, the 2 half forwards all the way up to the defensive arc here. Akers brought down.
St Kilda had a lot of that momentum to start off this second term, and over the last 5 or so minutes, Carlton have really got that back on their terms. Slowed the game down, got the ball inside their forward half a bit more.
Akers tracks it, keeps the ball in play and shrugs off a couple of would-be St Kilda tacklers. Inside 50, Pitnet brought it to ground. Webster came through, St Kilda clear, and Sharman meets it. Just backward of centre here for St Kilda. Just a bit more run from behind from the Saints this quarter as Wilkie switches to Wilson. He's got a player on over the top, it's O'Connell. Wilson trying to get to him now. Good pressure from Cottrell, although just got into the back late as Wilson tried to find O'Connell. Wilson had to come back over his mark here.
It's almost needed to be a little bit quicker than with ball in hand. Wilson, he had O'Connell who worked so hard to get on the outside and create space between him and his opponent.
Kick went straight to Chera though. Wilson can have a second chance here. McRae, Boxall, as O'Connell wide. And swings it hard. Higgins in the pocket, has a good look at it here. At full stretch, couldn't mark it. Sharman will centre. Butler needs a kind bounce. It sits up for him sort of well, but he was in the end brought down with a fierce tackle from Akers.
There wasn't much he could do there. No. Butler had to wait for the ball to sort of come down and land in his arms, but a great tackle there from Akers.
Not much longer left in this second quarter. McRae to Boxall. Top of the goal square, Young intercepts and has Wiedering for support here. The All-Australian defender from last year. So assured, so reliable and bankable for Carlton for many years. Cottrell to Fogarty. St Kilda well set up in front of Fogarty here, so he's going to have to kick to congestion. Wanganeen-Milera has a good look and able to take, in the end, a pretty comfortable intercept mark.
Again, nicely set up there by the St Kilda defence. Good work there by Cordy with that one-on-one with the Coning, allowing Wanganeen-Milera to take that mark.
Good to play on. Kicks high, and Carlton had the height advantage there. Forced to Webster, though. Steele trying to release O'Connell. Great work from Binns. Couldn't quite gather cleanly. Boxall involved again. Hall to McRae. Pinch by Cowan. Webster follows up with a good tackle, forcing Cowan over the line.
Some different names for St Kilda throughout this first half. Boxall or O'Connell. Obviously having McRae added to the lineup again this season as well. Some different names in that midfield and doing a wonderful job in there as well.
Almost a lot of different names that are forced due to the array of injury setbacks that St Kilda have had throughout the summer. Free kick against Wiedering there for an illegal push. Sharman really warmed into this game. Kicks it inside 50. Big fly from Hasty. Comes out here to Stocker. Gets onto his left side and kicks deep. Caminiti was there and it was just off hands and then through for a behind. The 29th minute here in this second quarter. It's a 1-point lead for Carlton. They had it most of their own way in the first stanza, but St Kilda fighting back in the second. Good promising signs for them. Sard, even the Wolf coming out at match simulation. Hasty attacked it with ferocity, handballed it off to Hill towards half forward. Haynes intercepted though to Doherty, out of reach of Fantasia. Boxall, how about the strength there to spin out? The target was Hall via hand. Oh, there's a player down, just clutching at his left leg there behind the play. We'll keep you updated. Looks like it's Sard behind the play. Akers in the meantime sends it forward. Big fist away from Cordy. It's out of bounds and Sard is in the defensive 50, hasn't moved. Favouring that left leg. Here's a look on replay, look reasonably innocuous. Hopefully he's okay. He's getting to his feet now. Good signs that he's at least able to get to his feet. He's trying to walk off. Play was stopped. He might even stay out there. Half-time siren arrives pretty well. So a scare there for the Blues. Hopefully all okay for Adam Sard. From a scoreboard perspective, it's the Blues 5-4-34, leading St Kilda 5-3-33. Sard getting some pats in the back from his fellow defenders, but that's good signs that he's at least able to get up and good signs that he was keen to play on before that half-time siren sounded. So, half of the game done and 2 quarters to go. We'll take a break here from Ikon Park and come back with the third quarter. It's Carlton leading by 1 point. Match simulation action from Ikon Park. Third quarter action from this match simulation between Carlton and St Kilda, just moments away. Great to have you with us live on Fox Footy. Ben Waterworth with you alongside the three-time All-Australian Premiership Bulldogs skipper Ellie Blackburn. Carlton leading by 1 point. Doesn't look like there's been too many changes out there for the second half. We'll keep our eyes on that. The most important thing, I think, from a Carlton perspective, is that Adam Sard has started back out on the ground after a bit of a scare. In fact, there he is as if on cue as well, getting the quick kick up towards the wing position. Durden has come onto the ground, though, for Carlton. He was involved in that one-on-one there. Smith with the hand pass away. He'll be balled up in the middle. Still hot conditions out there, Ellie, but good signs from the Saints in that second quarter to get themselves back in the game from the scoreboard perspective.
Yeah, a lot more promising signs for St Kilda's perspective. O'Connell and Boxshaw really like their work around the contest and out on that far wing as well. And then both were able to work their way forward and hit the scoreboard too. So real promising signs there for the new St Kilda players.
Boyd decisively down to Garcia. Garcia not going anywhere. He was wrapped up there by Binns. A little bit more time on the ball. Normally a winger, some Binns, but getting around the stoppage here. Also having a run here is Cooper Lord, the number 36 for Carlton. The same midfield as one of his great mates, Jagger Smith. Season draftee last year, Jagger Smith. Cooper Lord, rather. Smith, Carlton's top pick in the national draft. Free kick to Boyd. The hand pass away. He goes with a long kick up towards the 50-metre arc. Owens keeps it in play, bounces it. And might have just touched the behind post. It has, so it'll be a boundary throw in. Just back in here at Ikon Park. Hot conditions, 12:30 local time here. And now we've ticked into 32 degrees. Sard trying to attack it. Good strength shown there by Owens. Couldn't find a teammate. Caminiti, how did he dispose of that? Well, I had a good look at it. And we'll ball it up. Dangerous spot here for the Carlton defence. Blood rule will be called. Young will be to come from the ground here for the Blues. Certainly have a bit of an emphasis on trying to stock their key defensive posts. Young arriving a few years ago, McGovern as well, helped support Wiedering, and then Nick Haynes comes in as well. Jack Silvani moving down back. That'll be an interesting selection story to follow, not just in the lead up to round one, but throughout the entire season. The balance at the Carlton Footy Club strike down back. Sard got the quick kick away from congestion. Stocker dropped it, but only as far as Durden. He's immediately wrapped up. Boyd decisively down. Steele wraps his opponent as well. Steele, captain of St Kilda for a 5th season. Been at the club now for 9 seasons. Very consistent player for a long time. Here's Smith. Waited for Akers to get some space on the outside. It's up towards half forward, but well away from Mackay, who started the game on fire with 2 telling marks and goals to go with it. But only sided in that second quarter as St Kilda had the territory dominance.
Yeah, wasn't able to quite get on the end of some of that fine work in that first quarter that we saw from the Carlton mids coming out of the clearances and those quick inside 50 entries.
De Koning, this time with a deep entry. Here is Mackay. Oh, well played. Stocker getting back. Gets it through for a behind. And Wanganeen-Milera, who had a mountain of the ball in that first half. To Hill, who also had a lot of disposals, particularly in that first quarter, trying to set the Saints up from half back. Wanganeen-Milera presents again, received from McRae. Hall.
It's been like this for the last season or couple of seasons. Wanganeen-Milera and Hill being those ball users that St Kilda want to use.
He's got to a lot of contests today. He wins the free kick and then takes the advantage inside 50. Oh, what a crumb from Sharman. Perfectly done, and O'Connell's got a second. Cooper Sharman playing the crumbing role on that occasion. And he fed it to Liam O'Connell, who continues his very impressive day at the office for the Saints.
Please, he's playing that wing role and he's playing it exceptionally well at the moment. The way he's covering the ground up and down, he's holding that line really nicely. And for the second occasion today, he's sort of been in the right spot at the right time just by working that line really well. And the first occasion was that kick inside 50 where he was able to get the ball and have a shot on goal. And on that occasion from an unlikely crummer in Cooper Sharman, the tall key forward for St Kilda, just doing nice work at ground level, clean with the hands, and the handball over the top there to O'Connell.
Hit it at speed as well, did Sharman. There's Durden just on screen, just pointing at his lower left leg. He's only just come onto the ground as well. Now Mackay having a run on the ruck here. Doherty stripped of it, and Boyd sends it forward. Windhager with the sit going back. Has support around here. Caminiti to Hall, directly in front, kicks the goal. Lovely finish from Max Hall, their 2024 mid-season draftee. And the Saints have really flipped the script from the scoreboard perspective since the second quarter. They kicked 6 of the last 7 goals and now hold the highest lead of the game by 10 points.
Well, it's the work from Boyd in the ruck as well. He's doing a great job. His follow-up work's been really nicely done, and they've been able to get some clearances in sort of the second quarter and now in this third quarter there. And that was a great finish there by Hall running into goal. Just getting a bit more speed on the footy, a bit more cleanliness going inside 50 and allowing a few more opportunities. And more importantly too, Ben, they've been accurate in front of goals as well. 7 goals, 3 too.
Must Lyon be liking what he's seeing in early stages. Oh, big fly. Attempted kick there from Boyd. And umpire with a late whistle, kicking in danger against the St Kilda ruck. Doherty with a kick towards the arc. Fantasia sort of caught in two minds about whether to leave or go for it. A lot of players around that area. Wanganeen-Milera forces the ball up.
Young back onto the field as well after that blood rule.
Free kick out of the ruck contest, going to St Kilda. Had a really hard Harry Boyd. Webster. Short to Wilson.
It's been a really good contest in that ruck roll, hasn't it, between Boyd and Pitnet throughout the course of the day. A couple of rotations moving through there, but liking what I'm seeing from both rucks.
McGovern tracking it here. Butler caught him high. Butler arguing his case that McGovern might have ducked into it. Well, I saw it differently. There is Young. Cowan. Fumbled at the wrong time, so forced to play on. Back to Young. Short to Matt Carroll. Great story of persistence. Taken as a rookie in 2023. Injury interrupted 2024. Got delisted. Got a train on invite as a lifeline and then taken as an SSP only a few weeks ago. O'Connell attacked it hard. Cottrell just holding his head after that contest. And there's a free kick for high contact. Paid a few seconds later, going the way of Windhager. In-point pass to Hall. Getting busy in this third quarter. Lots of blue jumpers back, so good luck trying to hit a target. Max Hall. Puts it to the teeth of goal. Caminiti is there. McGovern with a decisive defensive fist, but Hill's the only one in the vicinity of the ball here. Has Motlop for company. Steele to Cordy. Thumps it forward. Owens was there. Stayed at ground level, as was McRae, who didn't quite get the curve. He would have backed him there on the natural left side to curl it in. And he's missed the goal.
was great work there by St Kilda to allow a couple of opportunities there. Good work by Hill covering his space out wide to get that ball back inside through the likes of Cordy, and unfortunately there, McRae couldn't get it between the big sticks, but good work at ground level nonetheless.
McGovern getting more of the footy as this game progresses. Mackay attacked it well, but couldn't bring it down cleanly. St Kilda, certainly to the eye, Ellie, this looks like they've been able to steven up the numbers at the contest early on in the game. Carlton's just already so many players around the footy all the time for Carlton. St Kilda have done well to even that up.
Well, they have, and now it's allowed them an opportunity to even up those clearance numbers. They've been able to get their hands on the footy a little bit more around the contest, allowing them opportunity to run the ball forward, be a bit cleaner out of the stoppage, a bit more opportunity inside 50 for their forwards.
Boyd run it down, Steele fumbled at the wrong time, but might have got a hold of the jumper there illegally, so Steele can send St Kilda forward here. Delayed has allowed Carlton to get numbers back though. Butler, did he juggle it? Must have just hit the ground. Wiedering just a little sore after that contest. And Tasia trying to get into his feet. He's okay. Just got a corky there, Jacob Wiedering. All trying to run through. Sock off the ground there by Young, and it worked out well for Fantasia. Binns just got a kick away in time, but turned it over. Good pressure from Hill. Now taken by Cordy. Short to Webster. 14th season at the Saints, Jimmy Webster. Kicks inside 50. Back with a flight there was McRae. Kept his feet. Brought the ball to ground. Hall working hard there. Got a clean hand pass away. Straight though to Caminiti, who was under the pump. Bit of talk during the off-season whether Caminiti might actually play as a defender this year, but he's spent basically all game forward of centre today. There he's doing the ruck work, getting a hand pass at the Butler. Pushing the ball forward by hand at the moment, St Kilda. Blues defence under siege. Pitnet got it down. Quick snap comes out. It's just missed.
Well, good pressure here by St Kilda to keep that ball locked inside their forward 50. Making it hard, though, to find a target, though, when they are getting those re-entries with the amount of numbers that are behind the footy.
McGovern, Binns, Hewitt. Working on that outer side, and bold and brave today if you're a patron sitting on that outer side in the sun. It is very hot out there. Only getting warmer. Good crumb from Lord. Handball was slicked there to Moyer. Mackay, hoping for Fantasia or Motlop, didn't hit either of them. Strong from Wilkie in the contest there. Webster couldn't get free. Send it forward. So a 12-point lead here for St Kilda. They conceded the first 3 goals of the game. They trailed by as much as 14 points at the start of the second quarter. They kicked 6 of the last 7 goals of this game. Carlton need to kick a goal in this third quarter.
Again, that wind still definitely there, and what is really tough conditions for both teams out there. It's a very warm Melbourne summer's day and blustery wind here at Ikon Park.
Heath doing the ruck work here against De Koning. Got the body position. By contact against the Saints. Coming back the way of Lord, and a Bronx cheer from the Blues fans. Yeah, it certainly looks like St Kilda have had more free kicks paid today. De Koning winds up on the left. Puts it to the hot spot. Mackay! Bounced off the chest. Falls to ground level, and Wanganeen-Milera just that deft sidestep on display a couple of times today. It's been great to watch. Bad handball from Wilkie. Moyer brought down immediately. Saints not out of danger yet. Cottrell has the ball held to him. Jack Steele arguing his case there with the umpire. And DeConing nominate this contest. Motlop won it clean. Hot spot here. Mackay. Bounce favoured though the Saints and Wanganeen-Milera. Webster thumps it forward to no one, and that's probably going to be insufficient intent. McGovern will repel here for Carlton. Blues physio staff just being looked over downstairs at the moment. Keep our eyes on all that that's happening downstairs. Carroll, Sandringham Dragons premiership player. Left foot kick inside 50. Mackay the target again, brought it down to ground level. Boyer and Fogarty were there.
Hasn't quite been able to get a clean run at it. Mackay at the moment. There's a couple of Saints defenders that are sort of watching that run and jump from him.
DeConing out of the ruck, kicks it high, won't have the distance. Wanganeen-Milera gets back and puts it through for a minor score.
Carlton's first score of this third quarter as well. St Kilda have probably had more of the play in their forward half, but Carlton over the last couple of minutes sort of been able to work the ball into their forward half of the ground. Bit of opportunity now.
Webster received from Wanganeen-Milera. Onto McRae. 249 AFL games McRae played with the Dogs. Towards the wing, well read there by Young. He's genuine 2-on-2 there, and Young, he always had his name written all over it.
They've done that well at various moments throughout the course of the day, the Carlton defenders.
Set a task there for Smith, but great second effort from Smith, who won it back, handballed it, kicked forward. Lord, slick hands to Chera, missed the target. Wilkie, what a player he's become for St Kilda. Vice captain, such an important cultural piece, but best and fairest winner, and last year rewarded with all Australian honours. Hill darts it to Boxall. Very impressive first half from this young player. He's hoping for Stocker. And Windhager comes through. Got it off to Wilson. There's lots of blue jumpers around though. Great attack from O'Connell off the wing. Stocker goes back to Webster. Side down again, a little slow to get to his feet. Heath Crumbs, the big man, off the pack. And now Hill has some space to work with. Spears it short to Sharman. Sharman marks 45 metres out. Kicking against the breeze though. And Carlton worked hard defensively here to clog up the 50.
It's going to be a tough kick here for Sharman into this breeze, and we've seen him drop short a couple of times, so need to have a big kick here on him to make that distance.
DeConing has got back for Carlton as well, right near the goal line. So Sharman from just outside 50. DeConing is there and marks. And played by the ruck.
It's a good intercept mark there by DeConing, but a good build-up from St Kilda to get that ball inside 50 initially.
Haynes almost turned it over. McGovern saves the day. Handballs towards Ollie Hollins. Owens coming from the other side. Good composure, Ollie Hollins, but took a while to get rid of it. Sharman wins the free.
A few impressive defensive efforts today from Sharman.
And Hill, eyes light up, gets some momentum, thumps it towards goal, but misses to the left. Against the breeze, the Saints have done well to keep Carlton goalless in this quarter while kicking two themselves. Haynes. And along the wing. Decisive fist there from Jimmy Webster. Great interview today by Jay Clark in today's Herald Sun with Ross Lyon. A lot of doubters over the Saints this year about their credentials, some thinking bottom four. Ross telling Jay, we think if we have everyone fully available and fit this year and improve our system, we are looking to win lots of games. We are a serious football club. Here's Hewitt, though, for Carlton. Back to Binns. Burns dropped it. Motlop applies the pressure. A couple of thumps there. Lemmy involved as well for Carlton. He's just come onto the ground. Hasty bumped off the ball. Cottrell paddles it forward. Was Motlop taken high? He was. Jesse Motlop, have a look at Carlton's first goal of the third quarter.
He's had a couple of nice moments himself as well today, Jesse Motlop. Had a couple of running bounces, been composed with ball in hand. Has already kicked a goal earlier on in the game in the second term. Now allowing himself to have a second shot on goal.
42 goals from 42 games in his AFL career so far. 21 years of age. Quite young talent for the Blues. From the set shot. Makes no mistake. 2 goals for Jesse Motlop. Carlton kicked their first of the third quarter. Back to a 1-goal game here at Ikon Park. A bit of a squeeze. We talked about the squeeze for key defensive posts early for Carlton, but there's also an array of small forwards as well. When we think about Motlop and Durden, Cottrell in particular. They just signed Francis Evans as well as an SSP only yesterday from the Port Adelaide and Geelong player. So and they probably need that depth as well, considering they lost one of their top goal kickers, Matt Owies, to the Eagles via trade during the off-season.
Yeah, they've got really good versatility in their forward line, don't they? It's a nice contrast with the small forwards that they have with the big key forwards that they have down there. So it's a really good looking Carlton forward line, and they've been able to put it on display in moments today, and it's really nice to watch and definitely should excite the Carlton fans for the season ahead.
Bottom of your screen there, Blues fans. The number 21 for Carlton is Lucas Camporeale, the father-son pickup from last year's draft. He's having a run on the ball, starting on the wing here. Fantasia went off his boot, and it's just gone out of bounds, not on the full. Toss back in here. Blues trailing by 6 points. I should have mentioned Fantasia just before in that small forward conversation. Played the 15 games last year, kicked the 9 goals. 50 goals in his AFL career across 3 clubs. Here's Fantasia getting a hand pass out to Motlop. Shrugs the tackle. The sea's almost parted for him in the end. Kicks it towards the Lucas Camporeale direction. Fogarty had it turned over there. Saints took it away, but only as far as Carroll. Haynes short, uses him now. Can he thread a pass through here? Nick Haynes puts it to a contest. Lemmy was caught behind there, and Hasty, another great mark going back with the fly of the ball.
Again, another tough opportunity going inside 50 there for Carlton. Lots of St Kilda defenders getting back.
Lemmy a bit ill-disciplined there. Just as Hasty was, just after Hasty rather, kicked the ball up over on the ground. So downfield free kick, and Windhager set up the Saints here. Lots of blue jumpers down this wing. Burns up high here for the Saints. 13 games last season for St Kilda. Basically started the year in the AFL team and finished the year in the AFL team. Had a good chunk of the middle cross line side. DeConing again working hard in defence to intercept, outmarking Boyd. Kick sets Akers a task, and he's got Wilson for company here. Ball sits up for him nicely though. Doherty arrives. You take on Stocker.
Well covered there by St Kilda. Causes a throw in here. Carlton easily could have been out of that kick it hit on the switch, but it's held up.
Garcia from congestion. Owens the target. There was some holding, and it's going to be going Owens' way. Butler takes the advantage and kicks the goal. Butler kicks his second goal of the game. Opportunistic small forward, taking the advantage. Everyone stopped. Butler kept on going. And he kicks his second major. It's the free kick for Mitch Owens. One with Haynes and Carroll arrived, and Butler had his name written all over that one.
He certainly did, and he said it best there. A good moment for the small forward to take the advantage there on that occasion through Butler, but great work there by Owens in that contest. Just tough body work in a one-on-one situation, but worked his way to the front. Was rewarded the free kick, and everyone stopped and allowed that goal. But it came off the back of just really good defensive work from Darcy Wilson a couple of moments earlier to cause a stoppage. Then St Kilda entered that ball inside 50.
In the middle. Oh, good hip and shoulder there from Boyd after giving the hand pass to Wanganeen-Milera. Ensured a clean look inside 50 here. Sharman went up for the footy, brought it to ground. Higgins just got a hand pass away. Excellent pressure from Doherty. Hollands thumps it away. Angus Hastie wants insufficient intent. Won't get it. Judged to be a bit of a shank off the boot there of Ollie Hollands. Maybe throwing on that outer side here. Ikon Park. Lord got the hand pass to Smith, to De Koning. Bounces off the chest of Hastie, allows three Blues potentially to pounce. Moya has plenty of players on the inside here. Mackay does the team thing, centres it, thumped away from Lucas Camporelli, and Wanganeen-Milera is back to save the day. Saints fans love what they saw there. Linking up with Hill, Wanganeen-Milera, perfect pass to McRae. How good was that?
What a ball user he is. Sets up so many of their plays from the half-back.
McRae got it back from Stocker. We're going to have another look at Wanganeen-Milera. He's got Wilkie back in the defensive goal square, but Moya blocks that switch. The 28th minute here at Ikon Park. Wind on that occasion takes the ball out of bounds.
Probably a bit of fatigue setting in too for a lot of these players in these conditions. Tough going out there at the moment.
Those fans on screen had the right idea in the shade. The Royal Parade end of the ground. Only again trying to assert his authority. McRae has the tackle. Look good on the ball for St Kilda. There he is at the stoppage, but ball just beats him over the line and out of bounds.
There was initially a bit of dominance from that Carlton midfield group, wasn't it, in terms of clearance numbers, but as the game's progressed, we've seen Jack McRae, Jack Steele, Boxall, the likes in there, sort of working well together.
Hurry kick out. Beating Owens to the ball. Mitch Owens, pick 33 back in 2021. And finished in the top 10 of the Saints' best and fairest the last two consecutive seasons. Versatile player. Pundits keen not to see him play as the second ruck alongside Rowan Marshall. Such as his versatility at 190 centimetres. Jagger Smith just a little sore. Just on his launches now and not put a lot of weight on that left leg at all, Jagger Smith. Carlton moved the ball around in the middle. Seems limping at the top of your screen there. Young. Short to Lord. In the meantime, it's all sort of going around a limping Smith. He wants to stay out there, which is a good sign. Cottrell with a long kick inside 50. De Koning! That was impressive.
He's been impressive today overall, hasn't he, De Koning? He's been able to take some strong marks defensively. and then work his way forward, particularly on this occasion. That was a great flying in mark from the side. He kicked a goal earlier on in the game in the first quarter. Geez, that was a nice mark.
Here's Jagger Smith just in the middle of Ikon Park. Looks like he's coming from the ground. So he'll be assessed at three-quarter time. Hopefully he's all okay. In the meantime, Tom de Koning, the man who's going to be in the news a lot, you sense, this year, out of contract at the end of the year. He fires with the kick and just sneaks it in for a behind. Some pats on the back from his Carlton teammates. They trail by 11 points at three-quarter time. Hope you're enjoying live match simulation action on Fox Footy. We'll take a short break and come back with the final quarter in just a few moments. Final quarter of the match simulation between Carlton and St Kilda coming up in just a few moments here at Ikon Park, where it's hot, windy, 32 degrees, with 35 degrees a little bit later on. Hard work for the players out there today. Scoreboard-wise, St Kilda by the 11 points as we turn for home here at Ikon Park. Ross Lyon and Michael Voss with their final thoughts to their respective sides. Ben Waterworth with you alongside five-time club champion Ellie Blackburn. And we didn't, I suppose, see too many personnel changes in that third quarter. We might see a little bit more as clubs, as the two clubs start to manage their players as well. But Wiedering's still out there, de Koning's still out there. We haven't seen a lot of Patrick Cripps in that third quarter. He was sort of being managed, but we just might see a little bit more sort of concerted management in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I dare say both clubs will most likely take that approach, particularly in these conditions, but I think we've seen it in all these match simulation games as the game progresses. There's more and more rotations sort of work their way through the game, so good opportunity for different players throughout the remainder of the game, and opportunity to play in different roles as well, in which we've been able to see.
Just a little bit of concern about Jagger Smith, the Carlton top draft pick from last year, at the end of that quarter, but looks like he's okay. So sigh of relief there for Carlton fans. Final quarter underway here. De Koning to go up against Boyd. And Boyd trying to burst through here, and then follows up with a tackle. Been an impressive first look in Saints colours for Harry Boyd. Supplemental selection period signing last month. Boxall going at it with Doherty off the ball. So there was a little bit of concern around Adam Sard just before half time, but he was back out there for the third quarter as Boyd sends it forward, and it's plucked superbly by Owens.
Just a nice grab there, wasn't it, by Owens? Quick kick forward, read it nicely off the boot. Was able to hold on to that mark. That came in hot, so really good hands from the forward there for St Kilda.
Year for Mitch Owens, super talented player. He played the 53 games, still only 21 years of age as well. And directly in front, just misses. I have to mention as well that the Saints that aren't playing today, so no Max King. A couple of lighter training weeks in recent times due to a knee injury. No Jack Sinclair, in a bit of a race against time to play for round one due to a hammy. Mason Wood has a quad, should play round one. Liam Henry in a bit of a race for round one with his knee, but rehab seems to be going okay. Mateus Philippou out for a while with a leg injury, a couple of months away. Dougal Howard only recently underwent shoulder surgery. He's probably 3 months away. Paddy Dow has a knee infection. He's sort of week by week at the moment. Rowan Marshall hopefully out there for round one. All signs looking good for Rowan Marshall for round one. Coming off the pelvis injury. Two-goal lead here for St Kilda. 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. Burns with the head in there. Escaped the grasp of the Blues. An even stoppage battle in that third quarter. Boyd Wanganeen-Milera pinched it, then gave it straight to Fantasia. Deep inside 50. Trevalliers on the field here for St Kilda, and a nice first involvement. The pick 8 from last year's draft. Spoiled it and won it back to Steele. And kicks towards the wing, and Sharman read that much better than Young. And able to hit the ground running as well. McRae, left foot kick, hoping for Owens, Wiedering in front. Caminiti stayed down, put his teammate on the pump here in Boxall, and he didn't quite get the clean hand pass away.
It was initially a really good build up there by St Kilda with that fast play, really good skills, good work by Owens to bring the ball to ground, but you're right, he did put his teammate under the pump there.
And Carlton can pounce through the middle of the ground here. Hewitt to Lord. Mackay wants it long. It's in that direction. He just misjudged it. Wilkie was there. Oh, beautifully kept in by the Blues. Motlop snaps and kicks the goal. 3 goals for Jesse Motlop. Desperate in defence, right on the last line of defence. Carlton there. And they are able to keep the ball in play and cut the lead back to 6 points. It was Cottrell doing some great work right near the goal line as well.
It's a great tap back into play. And again, Jesse Motlop creating opportunities for himself, being able to kick his 3rd goal of the game. It's been a nice battle sort of in that Carlton forward line for McKay and Callum Wilkie from St Kilda. It's, you know, 2 really strong forwards and defenders going at it, and it's been a really nice contest down there. Both sort of had their moments throughout the course of the game. I mean, we saw Mackay early on being able to take a couple of strong grabs and read it nicely, and as the games progressed, Wilkie's defended really nicely.
Boyd held without the ball. Mackay giving away the free kick. Another chain of handballs there, but the Saints doing themselves no favours. They have got a reprieve, a free kick, and Carlton were unaware of the free kick as well. So St Kilda take the advantage and keep deep inside 50. Haynes up high. And the basketball bounce it back to himself. Young under the pump. Good tackle from Higgins. Ball up at the teeth of goal here for St Kilda.
Happened a couple of times, those quick handball receives. They're trying to get some speed on the ball, but just need to sort of keep their eyes up as to where that defence is sitting.
Mackay grabbed it out of the ruck cleanly. Had Chera and McGovern around him. Higgins bobbing up. Only mercurial from the pockets. Jack Higgins kicked a number of breathtaking goals from tough angles over the years. Boundary throw in. Forward pocket here at Ikon Park. Lord. Explode away from congestion. Stocker going back. Jumper number changed to 54. Not a great kick. Wilkie, well, he'll certainly take the ball up there because there were 3 Blues around him ready to pounce.
I was very lucky there for Wilkie to be able to cause a stoppage there.
Reliable defender, one of the most reliable in the game, Cal Wilkie. Unbelievable that he was taken as a rookie back in 2018. Chera got it from Mackay, now Haynes. Look good for the Blues today, Nick Haynes. Binns, interesting kick. O'Connell, great defensive pressure, but he turned it over. Chera, Doherty, Binns, take 2. Hoping for Motlop in the pocket, missed him. And Binns has the hands up, apologising.
Just been a couple of skill errors sort of late in this game as it has progressed, understandably so. Hot conditions out there for both teams.
Mackay, 1-on-1 with Boyd, who's done most of the ruck work in this second half. Binns, this time was a flying shot at goal. Stocker able to thump it through for a behind. There's Jackson Binns, started the game really well. Absolute ball magnet for Carlton's VFL side last year. Aggressive kick in here by the Saints. Hasty was there. 1-2 with O'Connell. Swings it wide to Hall. He's got Butler on over the top. A little bit of run from behind for St Kilda. Has really opened up the forward 50, and there is a big miscommunication there between Caminiti and Higgins. Intercept markers taken. There's a Carlton player down right in the defensive 50 there. Turnover in the meantime as Wanganeen-Milera brings it forward. Steele is the target, and it's wide open for St Kilda inside forward 50. Well played Weeder in getting back. Spoiled Owens. Akers did well to rush it over the line. And it's through for a behind. I think it's Haynes who's down in the back pocket here for Carlton. He's getting to his feet now. Let's see at the bottom. He's on screen there. Just feeling that right hamstring. Hopefully just cramp. Hewitt waited for the opportune time to handball to Cottrell, who takes a couple of bounces at Ikon Park. Beautiful delivery to Moyer inside 50, and he goes short to Doherty. Not the 15 metres. Call to play on. Elijah Holland's now on the ground. Having a look at things inside 50. Ball up inside Carlton's forward arc. Oh, coming through on that occasion for Carlton. Back at the clean kick away. Cottrell is claiming it. It was touched off the boot though. Steele is pushed in the back. Butler comes through. Akers had plenty of time to get rid of it, and a perfect tackle there from Butler. Haynes staying on the ground for the moment. I think he's just waiting for an opportune time to come off for assessment though. He's been looked at by trainers for a long time, applying the sort of defensive pressure there. Windhager put under the hammer, and he's going to be pinged for holding the ball.
Again, it's that sort of handball over the top a couple of times. They've put their teammates under pressure, St Kilda, trying to move that ball forward and transition in a quick, fast play.
Here's Carroll. Inside 50, Fantasia. Ball held up in the breeze. Ellie Blackburn's been talking about that all day. Inside's kicking to the right of screen. Fantasia just read that better than anyone else.
He did. He was playing in front there. Fantasia was on Webster. Just read it nicely coming in. Was able to take a good mark. Again, these kicks have been sort of just dropping short from this range. So let's see if he has it in him.
Just inside 50. Swings left late. So less than a goal the difference now between the two sides. That's your Fantasia. 150 goals from 114 games, 29 years of age. Really strong pre-season. Will be part of that small forward squeeze comes at the selection table. McRae, Wilkie, Burns just kept it in the field of play, and it was a neat kick to Boxall. Has Higgins on over the top. Great execution from Boxall. Carlton fans thought that Higgins didn't hold it long enough. Higgins marks. Some run from O'Connell here, and there's three Saints around, but Caminiti just misjudged. Hasn't stopped presenting all day. Anthony Caminiti hasn't clunked a lot. Often you just want your tall forwards to compete, Ellie, and bring the ball to ground and be a presence.
And that's what he's been able to do today, alongside their other key forwards in Owens and Sharman as well.
Hewitt retreats. Young under the pump. High kick. Motlop will fly from behind. Great contest provided by him. Ollie Hollands comes through, taken high. We'll look for fast transition here, the Blues. McGovern through the middle of Ikon Park. Elijah Hollands thinking about going to younger brother Ollie. Instead goes back on the mark and kicks deep inside 50. Lemmy the target. Wanganeen-Milera arrived, dropped it, but then had ample time to recover. Kicks to space. Bounce accommodating though for Doherty. Handballs further afield towards Lord. Has support wide here from Camporeale. And his kick though has been chopped off. Wilson working hard in defence to provide an option. And Butler has worked up to the wing again. Here's Travalia. Receives. Has support from Hasty from behind. A genuine one-on-one here. Owens and Wiedering. The ball stays in play. Wiedering first to it. And a high free kick. I think against Wiedering for a high fend in the way of Caminiti. His left arm did come out from Wiedering. You be the judge at home. Yeah, I think it was there. Lots of Blues jumpers back. Owens! That is some effort. The ball was dipping late. He had Jacob Wiedering for company, one of the best one-on-one defenders in the competition. The best last year statistically, and Owens still came up with it.
A very impressive mark there by Owens. Tough angle here, yet to hit the scoreboard himself today.
Yep. No goals yet for St Kilda in this fourth quarter. Scoring has dried up. You can understand as well with the players in 32-degree heat. Tight angle, wrong side for a right footer. Can't thread the needle to an even 6-point, goal game.
It's been some good battles at both ends of the ground, hasn't it, between the talls and the tall forwards and defenders, sorry.
Sard, great kick to Carroll. Blues just look like they've got a little bit more run in them here. Handball missed the target though from Carroll. Was hoping for Fantasia. Binns came again. Lord provides an option. He's immediately brought down. Saints breathe a sigh of relief because Carroll really had some acceleration there off the half-back line. Holding free kick. Going the way of the Saints. Hewitt penalised. Jack Steele. Reset St Kilda here. Finished top 10 in the St Kilda best and fairest the last 7 consecutive years. Inside 50. Owens. Great fist from Wiedering. O'Connell applied the pressure though as Garcia freed up Wilson. On the left, kicks to the teeth of goal. Young hacks it away and Lux a fortune. Lord marks on the edge of the defensive 50. Lewis Young will claim it's all part of the grand plan.
You love it when those ones come off, don't you?
Lord towards Lemmy. One-on-one here with Wilkie. Wilkie got hands to the footy. Motlop pounced. Can he get a clean run at it here? Paddled it forward towards Akers. Akers runs onto it. Has a look at the goals and can't curve it back. But he has been a shining light, you reckon, Ellie, for the Blues today. Jesse Motlop just has warmed into the game and looked dangerous when the balls hit the deck.
Yeah, he has. He's looked lively. He's looked dangerous. He's been able to kick 3 goals for the game and just looks like one of those exciting forwards for Carlton and something that their fans should be excited about moving into the season ahead. He's just really dangerous around the contest and in match play as well. Just his ability to read the play quickly, just sort of pounce and react really, really fast and get his hands on the footy. Webster with the long kick in. Decisive fist there from Carroll. Cottrell can't keep it in. They've had a real good look at Matt Carroll today off half-back the Blues. Their SSP signing this summer. Still just 19 years of age. Left footer off half-back. Hewitt. Linking up with Lord, who's had a lot of opportunity on the ball in this second half. Doherty to Carroll. Inside 50. Oh, what a pickup from Cottrell. Awesome half volley take. Deep kick inside 50 now. Saints defenders under the pump. Lemmy with the tackle. Is he going to be rewarded? Umpire said play on. Much to the frustration of Blues fans, they thought Harry Lemmy had earned himself a shot at goal. Heath decisively out of the ruck, but his kick was smothered. Well played, Lord. McLennan having a run on the ball here for
St Kilda. Also out there, the number 40 for Carlton, Harry O'Farrell, wasn't listed to play in the AFL game. Draftee from last year. Ollie Hollands to Elijah Hollands. Carroll, another inside 50 kick. Steele, strong contested mark.
He's had a good game today, Steele. He's been good around the contest, been able to get his hands on the footy. Plenty of opportunities around the ground as well.
Sharman marks, but Blues well set in defence, Wiedering the general back there as things organised. Sharman will feed McRae, but good awareness there from Akers. Forced a hurried handball. McRae still got onto it and kicked it inside 50. Oh, Travalia deep forward. Did want to bring the ball to ground, but Cottrell and Lord and Elijah Hollands all link up, and through the middle of the ground go Carlton. Wanganeen-Milera intercepts. Had to be clean there, Wanganeen-Milera too, because if the ball hit the ground, Motlop was off and running. Tough kick there for Travalia to hobble up, but he did. Keeler having a run on the ground as well, inside 50. There's a whistle and there's a holding free kick against Carlton.
I think going the way of Caminiti on this occasion.
Came in from Keeler. Yeah, and Lewis Young penalised. Two arms around the waist there. This would probably be a deserved goal for Anthony Caminiti as well. He's worked mightily hard across all 4 quarters. Hasn't had any scoreboard reward for effort. 15 goals last season. And directly in front. Kicks the goal for the Saints. Their first of the 4th quarter. And well-deserved one at that for Anthony Caminiti. SSP picked before the 2023 season. 34 goals from 33 games. And it's a unique forward setup. You add Max King into that. You've got the likes of Caminiti, Sharman and Owens. There's a few weapons for St Kilda to work with there.
Oh, there is. And they've been on display a bit today as the games progress. They've sort of come out a bit more and more and been able to get the game on their terms a little bit. Really like the way that they've all competed in the air. It's a tough going when you're coming up against some of these Carlton defenders and McGovern and Wiedering and DeConing down back at times, and so it's hard to make those contests. But as the games progress, they've been able to bring the ball to ground, bring their smalls into the game, and now as the games progress, allowed a couple of opportunities to have shots on goal between Owens and Caminiti himself.
Motlop having a run on the ball here. Fogarty off the line. Got the hand pass wide to Binns. McGovern. Lord on a searching lead. And good execution by McGovern. It's Lord. Kick over past 21 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Inside 50. Motlop, the crumb. Superb read off hands. Cottrell back to Motlop. Some party tricks in match simulation. Lucas Camporeale, the son of a gun, with a lovely left foot goal. Give Carlton fans something to smile about late here at Ikon Park.
It was a very crafty play by the Carlton forwards on that occasion. His Motlop has been on fire today. His work around the stoppage and contest and just made it work. And Cottrell with the tap over the top there. Another handball, and Camporeale, a great finish on the left foot there. Gets his first of the game.
Son of Scott Camporeale, premiership player with Carlton, best and fairest winner, All-Australian, played 233 games with the Blues and taken a pick 54 in last year's draft. His younger brother Ben, interviewed both of them at the draft combine last year. Lucas is older. Ben was taken a little bit earlier in the draft. Ben missing at the moment with an ankle infection. He's probably about 4 weeks away on a modified training program. They're very different in terms of players. Ben's a sort of a big-bodied right-footed midfielder. Lucas Camporeale more a left footer off half-back wing. snuck forward there for a goal. So nice little moment there for the Blues. Doherty, Chera. Ball set up a while there for Fantasia, but nice is averted as Fantasia spears it inside 50. Lemmy was coming towards the ball, but Hewitt dropped into the hole and took the mark in the end. Again, kicking into a bit of a breeze. A bit of a knack of drifting forward. George Hewitt passes it off, and Keeler gets back, and that's an athletic take from Isaac Keeler.
Hard kick to go inside 50 again for Hewitt on that occasion. Was a little bit indecisive over what he wanted to achieve.
High hopes for Isaac Keeler. As for this man, Travalia, he got the hand pass away. It was a great handball too to Butler, and now to McRae. Inside 50, Higgins tracking back towards goal. McRae well off target. He's just on Isaac Keeler. Pick 44 back in the 2022 draft out of North Adelaide. Sort of came in with some freakish talent compared to sort of Paddy Ryder as a ruck forward. He also showed, I think, for Sandringham, he can play a little bit more behind the ball. And late last year in the VFL, he had 2 bags of 3 goals for the Zebras. He's a real versatile player. Nice step there from Boxall. Didn't quite find a teammate. Elijah Holland's got it from Hewitt. Lemmy wasn't pushed in the back according to the umpire. Had Boyd one-on-one. Here is Keeler. Steele. Travalia runs to 50. Unloads from 50 metres out. That is a glimpse of the talent of Toby Travalia. The pick 8 from last year, showing why the Saints were so invested, so keen to take him that early in the draft, with a terrific long bomb finish.
Initially a great handball over the top from Steele to Travalia, and that was a great finish then. Tough kick, 50 metres out on a nice angle, and sort of celebrated nicely with the crowd here today. It was a great finish, and he's come onto the ground and just had a lot of energy about himself as he gets a little round of applause as he comes to the bench, but really like the energy that he's brought into the game since he's been put onto the ground. So really great signs there, and not just for him, but for a couple of these new recruits and draftees coming into the St Kilda lineup. They've definitely shown some promising signs throughout the course of the game, Ben.
He really bolted in the top 10 contention during the draft, the under-18 championships last year. Averaged 22 touches, 4 intercept marks, and went at 83% by foot in that carnival for Vic Country, playing mainly as a defender. But recruiters and Toby himself, they see him as a sort of a similar journey to Will Day in terms of coming in the AFL system as a bit of a half-back flanker, eventually working in to be a midfielder. He can also play forward, as we saw just then. 187 centimetres, a great size. He's fit, he's athletic. One to watch for Saints fans. Young and McGovern linking up there. Hewitt trying to link up via hand. McGovern again involved. Good pressure from Winhager. Good enough still to get it to Lord. Inside 50. Akers has to beat 2. Cottrell arrives to lend a hand. Clever Topo came out. McLennan to Butler. And short to Boxall. To settle things down. One of those, as Ellie said earlier, different names, Hugh Boxall, for Saints fans to get excited about. Hugo Garcia, even though he's been around last year and had a good crack. Oh, big fly over the top there from Owens. Didn't quite get there. Higgins centres it. Interesting kick, to say the least. There was no Saints in the vicinity of Binns on that occasion. Binns gobbles it up. And then Keeler encroached. Fantasia will be advanced here, and no one's on the mark for St Kilda, so Fantasia's going to keep on going and kick inside 50 for Moyer. Spoil came there late from the Saints. Ball still alive. Lemmy centres it. Moyer, will he fly? Lord went through his hands. Pack of players converging the footy. Hasty, accurate. Out of defence there to Boyd.
Slowly, more and more players are going to the ground and stretching at the moment, understandably so. Tough conditions, as we've spoken about multiple times throughout the game, but a few cramping players to finish off this match simulation.
It was. It really is cramp city at the moment. It's cramp season, rather, at the start of an AFL season. You train so hard, you have match simulation against your own teammates, and the juices just flow a little bit more when you come up against another club, no matter what level. Lucas Camporeale was intercepted here by Webster. Sharman.
Another one who's had a nice game today, Sharman. Presented well, been able to bring the ball to ground. Now it looks like he's sort of worked his way behind the footy at the moment.
Boyd, crumb by Travalia. Inside 50 with a high kick. Haynes brought it to ground. Might have been dealt with illegally. Carlton take the advantage off the free kick as Sard goes short to Elijah Hollins, who's really only sort of been injected into the game for the fourth quarter. Played all 22 games, or not all 22, but played the 22 games last year for Carlton. Elijah Hollins. Haynes arrives at the right time. Great spoil on Higgins. Cottrell. Ollie Hollins, one of Carlton's better movers today. Inside 50, Lemmy having a good look here. Keeler, Hasty, Wilkie, and Webster. St. Kilda should hold on here to record the 11-point win. Really impressive since quarter time, the Saints. They conceded the first 3 goals of the game, 2 of them to Harry Mackay. And since quarter time, Carlton have only kicked the 5 goals. St. Kilda have put on 9 themselves. Akers via hand to McRae. Here's O'Farrell. Back to Carroll. Touched off the boot, so Doherty had to get rid of it quickly and did it well to Hewitt. And now Lucas Camporeale on the preferred left side. Kicks towards half forward. Misses Lemmy. And that's the end of this match simulation season in the AFL. It ends with St. Kilda 10-9-69 defeating Carlton 8-10-58. And boy, these players I think will enjoy a breather now. Some will continue on, but there's a VFL scratch match afterwards between Carlton's VFL side and Sandringham. And that was hot work out there today. Overall, Ellie, I think St. Kilda fans will be pretty pleased with what their team delivered after quarter time today.
I think so. There's definitely some promising signs. Liam O'Connell on the wing looked really nicely. The Irishman coming into the side was able to hit the scoreboard a couple of times, be part of some big contests. Boxall in the midfield as well. McRae adding into that mix as well, coming in this season after a trade in the off-season. So some really nice and promising signs. The forwards sort of got going as the game went on as well, and they look nicely with Callum Wilkie behind the footy as well. And
from a Carlton perspective, before we let you go, Jesse, you've mentioned and sung the praises of Jesse Motlop quite a fair bit today. A frustrating 2024 campaign for him, but he looks primed for a big year in 2025. Hit the scoreboard himself today, but just had a run on the ball, seemed really damaging around stoppage at times as well.
Yeah, he just seemed really lively around the contest, was able to sort of get the ball going forward at a pace as well. So really liked his game and his performance today. Along with Harry Mackay early on, I think he started exceptionally well. Sort of as the game progressed, that's when we started to see more of Motlop and him hitting the scoreboard as well. But an all-round good game from those couple of guys.
Well, that is the end of the match simulation here at Ikon Park. It's the end of 8 match simulations being played across the past 7 days. All eyes now turn to the Amy Community Series. It starts on Tuesday night, Geelong hosting Essendon, and that will be live on Fox Footy. We look forward to your company then. But from here at Ikon Park, on behalf of Ellie Blackburn and our entire hard-working team behind the scenes, Ben Waterworth signing off. Footy season not too far away, and St. Kilda taking some momentum into their pre-season campaign. St. Kilda winners here at Ikon Park over the Blues. Good afternoon.